name's Tom Graham. I am the chair of the Green Branch Foundation. I'm talking as loud as I can with the trucks in the back. Thank you for coming out today. Today's a great day for Prince George's County, for sports in Prince George's County. It's been a long, long time coming. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize the board for the Green Branch Foundation. Jeff, raise your hand, Jeff. Gary Michael, Walter Green, Scott Morrison, Ingrid Harrison, Candy, Leslie. I'm sorry. The Honorable Ingrid Harrison. Sorry. But without the efforts of the board, we couldn't get here today with a lot of other individuals that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. So they say, I couldn't exactly find the origin of this proverb, but it takes a village. And it's taken more than a village. It's taken a county, it's taken a state, it's taken a lot to get to this point. But I want to recognize some people that have been very, very important in the process. I don't see Tara here. Tara Jackson is the CAO. She actually started, she wasn't CAO when this started, she was the CAO. But she's played a great role. Jared McCarthy, I know Jared is here. Jared, thank you. Someone who, I don't even know if he's involved in the bill. Melinda Bowling with permits. Sean Dixon, and I don't know if Sean's here, but Sean's put a lot of hours into this. Jonathan Butler with Central Services, and our partners with Parking Plant provided a lot of critical feedback. They've looked at our designs based on their experiences, and they've made a better product for us. So let's give them all a round of applause. So some of our big partners really wouldn't be possible from a financial perspective without the state of Maryland. The state of Maryland has contributed almost $15 million to this project. It started off, and we'll talk about that a little later when Senator Peters was Senator, do something with that. It's a county. Oh, it's a county. Somebody call the county executive. And we have the state of Maryland. Prince George's County government has obviously been a large partner in this process. NAI Micro Companies, such a generous and quiet person. Gary is a close friend of mine, my golf partner, and just in kind of casual conversation the other day, and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to contribute $100,000 to the project." So Gary Michael. And then also our important partner, Southlake. So Southlake is over that way. That opening that you see is the entrance of Southway, which then takes us into Liberty Sports Park. But they've also been a partner in the process. When this first started, before I came on board, the Washington football, well, at that time it was the Redskins Charitable Foundation. Now it's the Washington football team Charitable Foundation, and they'll have some signage on the field. We're going to do them last because we're not quite sure what that name will be in 2022. But they contributed $300,000 to this particular project. St. John's Properties, Book Construction, and at this time I'm going to close and I'm going to ask a friend of mine to come forward, and it's Bernita Bailey with Truist. So Bernita, do you have some news to share with us?
What executive? Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to represent Truist. And so when Thomas came to me and said he had, this wonderful project they're working on, how can Truist support? I said, let's talk about the Truist Foundation. And so I am proud to announce that the Truist Foundation will be contributing $65,000 to this project as a grant. And so, our goal is to inspire and build better lives in communities. And if we don't start here, if we don't start investing in our kids and projects like that, then we're not living up to our mission. And so I am very happy to say we're living up to our mission, and thank you, Thomas. And more to come, more to come. So whatever we can do to support, just let us know. Candace and I are here.
Someone taping that?
Okay, wait a second. No, I mean that. I do mean that. I'm a resident of Prince George's County, born and raised. I love the county with all my heart. So whatever I can do to support you, just let me know, okay? All right, thank you.
So the backstory for that, Janita, is I happened to be over Woodlawn, and I ran into a person by the name of Nikita Wright. Nikita was asking me what I was involved in, and I was talking about this project. And she said, you know, by the way, Truist has a foundation, but your deadline is next week. So Nikita, thank you. And then a couple of special things. We have beverages today by Pepsi. Where's my guy from Pepsi? He's probably resting. Oh. Thank you for being here today. And then our consultant for the day is Oak Hill Strategies. Jackie behind the camera. Thank you so much, Jackie. And then we have a special guest. Where'd he go? Richard Williams. Yay. Everybody know Richard Williams? Familiar with Serena? Yes. Does he have another daughter? Yes. Yes. So, what a wonderful career they have, continue to have, and thank you for being here today. So we have quite a few elected officials, and I'm a business guy, so I also have to recognize the business people too. So there's Cassius is here from Truist. I saw Dr. Bro from Bowie State University. Who are my other business people as I scan across? All right, I'll find you later. Where's Doyle? There's Doyle. President and CEO of Industrial Bank, another one of my golf partners. Doyle is probably happier than anyone for this day because he gets tired of me talking about his department on the weekend. And of course, our elected officials. We'll hear from our county executive a little bit later. Calvin Hawkins. Where's Calvin? Where's the Hawk? Council Chair, Council Member at Large. Oh, look at you dragged out Mel Franklin, his fellow Council Member at Large. Thank you for being here. Where's Jonathan? Oh, Jonathan, hide back glasses. Okay. We missed you last night, though, John. Former Senator Peters will hear from the Senator a little bit later. We'll hear from Todd Turner from District 4 a little bit later. Ingrid put her name on the list here. She's a large council member, Bowie. Let's see. And we'll hear from the chairman of the planning board later, Betty Hewitt. So, let me just give you a little bit of background. You know, what's this all about? This isn't just about having sports fields. You know, my background is athletics. I thought it helped me, be a well-rounded person. I was a college coach, I was a professional player, and have just continued my love of sports from the perspective of, it builds character, and it teaches you discipline, and it helps you. It's helped me both in my personal life and my professional life at Pepco. This is a sports destination, and the reason it's a sports destination is because it's just not 10 fields that you'll see. There'll be 6 turf fields, 4 grass fields, but it's connected to a very large project called South Lake on the other side here. And what does South Lake bring? It's a 381-acre project. It brings retail, it brings commercial. There's 2 really nice lakes over there. But it also brings up to 3 hotels and several hundred room keys with that, which means for all the parents out here who've been running all over the place, when you do a tournament, you can stay at the hotel, You can eat at the restaurants, and then you can walk or drive over to the fields. It's all in one place, and I think that's very unique. So the fields will be lit, and then the interesting part of our business model is 25% of our net proceeds will go to charities in Prince George's County. So we want to make sure that we're continuing to give that. But it's been a road. The road started in 2004 when Senator Peters is probably that person who started this whole project. We've gone through 2 studies from the Maryland Stadium Authority. The idea for the whole project would be 20 to 22 tournaments that will take place here on an annual basis. There'll be anywhere from 280,000 to 300,000 attending visits at the facility on an annual basis. 62,000 road nights, all associated with, hopefully all associated with South Lake Road. And then from a revenue perspective, anywhere between $31 to $41 million from this particular project. And we hope to open this up in the spring of 2022. So you can see the trucks are moving, the dirt's moving. There's not a whole lot of structure, there's no structure to be built, so it's just fields that are being put down. So, county executive, we don't do this for ourselves, right? We're doing this for you. So there's quite a few groups here today. When I name your group, I want you to come up and stand here behind me. If you're from Maryland United, come on up. If you're from Prince George's County Boys and Girls Club, come on up. If you're from PG Pride Lacrosse Club, come on up. Anyone here from Glen Arden Boys and Girls Club football? There's some football players here. Where are the football players? Marlboro Boys and Girls Club Lacrosse, come on up. Future Soccer Academy. FCI Soccer Academy. Elizabeth Seton High School. And the part that it pains me the most, and if you saw me earlier, I had to have on my St. John's top. But apparently I'm the only cadet here. But there are a lot of people here from DeMatha. So DeMatha, come on up. So County Executive, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you to come up and take a picture with the youth. Count of 3, everyone say Liberty. 1, 2, 3. Liberty. Here.
Everybody, 1, 2, 3, Liberty.
Liberty. Okay, thank you all. Give them a hand. I got a call last night from Mike Krzyzewski.
Let's go, Duke.
He said, and I didn't realize this, that you were a 4-time All-American in lacrosse and soccer at Duke. And then when you went to Maryland, you kicked field goals for the football team and have the school record for a 75-yard field goal. So
Is that why Mike is retiring? He's taking a take to telling tall tales.
He heard this was going on today.
Okay.
And he said, you know, we were going to retire her number, but since she's going to be there already, could you do it for us?
What? Oh, I love this. Whoa. Oh, that is awesome. Can I put it on?
You can, if you like.
Yeah. We got to wear this.
Watch the microphone.
Okay. All right, we got to have this on. Let's see. Okay, hold on. What you think? Yeah. Better, right? That's better. Thank you.
So while you're up here,
Yeah.
and I was giving some thought and said at some point we might want to do like a Hall of Fame for Liberty Sports Park.
That would be great.
And if we're going to do that, you're going to be the first inductee.
Oh,
So
thank
we've
you
inducted
so
you in
much.
advance.
Thank you so much.
So at this time, County Executive, I turn the microphone
Okay.
over to you.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Grab my notes here. Good morning, everybody. So listen, I hope you feel as excited as I do. Can we just really, right now, give Tom Graham a round of applause for getting us started today? And can we, and I want you all to really go crazy when we say this, because Tom is right about it. We're not out here for us. We're out here because we believe in these beautiful children of this county who deserve fields like this. So can we applaud them? All of these beautiful young people who you saw this morning. That's really what this is about. And today really is exciting, and that's not an understatement. It really is very exciting to know that even in the midst of COVID, great things have still been happening. I think today is yet evidence that no matter what we see, today is a cloudy day, and look how much amazing work is being done even on a day like this. And so I want to thank every single person who made today possible. This is a result of great teamwork. That we're able to be here. You've already heard Tom introduce a few of our team members. Some are not here. Chief Administrative Officer Tara Jackson is not here, but she certainly does deserve recognition. She's a super bad woman, and she does an amazing job in the government, pushing things and making sure that progress is happening every day. So I want to acknowledge her. But Jonathan Butler came up truly with the cool shades on. Thank you, Jonathan Butler, Director of the Office of Central Services. Want to thank him, standing next to Linda. Thank you so much, Linda. Can you raise your hand as well? And then Jared McCarthy is here also. And so many others. Antoinette, who we rarely get to introduce, but I couldn't take a step without Antoinette, and want to just acknowledge Antoinette Hines as well. So it is an honor to be here. This is a beautiful Saturday morning. It represents for all of us yet another truly transformative project for Prince George's County. Liberty Sports Park will be the region's, now hear me, premier sports destination, offering yet another great reason to visit our county. But more than that, Liberty Sports Park will meet an unmet need for our residents by helping to expand access to sports right here, offering convenience for families and kids, for high school athletes, and for adults who want to stay active and fit near home. So many people worked hard to make today possible, and we wouldn't be here for this groundbreaking without the help of our tremendous partners. I want to thank the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, the state of Maryland, the Washington Football Team Charitable Foundation, and Green Branch Management for making this project possible. That includes several leaders, and you're going to hear from some of these folks, but we ought to give it up for Betty Hewlett, Chair of the Planning Board in Maryland National Capital Park and Planning. And by the way, I'm glad I'm speaking before Betty, because Betty's hard to follow. Her enthusiasm is hard to match, and so I'm glad that I'm here before her. We also want to recognize and thank former State Senator Doug Peters. Doug, where are you? Who we came to on many occasions to say, you got to get us across the finish line. You got to get more dollars back here. We understand that what happens in Annapolis is whoever brings home the most resources wins the game. And I want to thank our delegation and thank also former Senator Peters for helping us on so many occasions to bring back important resources to make projects like this possible. County Council Member Todd Turner is here. I want to thank him. Chair Calvin Hawkins, I want to thank him so much also. Mel Franklin, Council Member. Liberty Sports Park will create, and David Harrington is here also, Chair of the Business Chamber for the county. I want to thank him. Liberty Sports Park will create jobs in our county and our state, along with additional revenue for county-based businesses. These economic benefits are important to consider when we undertake projects like these. However, today I am much more excited to tell you about what this facility will mean for our residents and especially for our children. Liberty Sports Park helps our county leap forward on a goal that this administration set during our first days in office. And that goal was one of our proud priorities, and it was to provide county youth with the opportunity to participate in a wide variety of sports. Through our work with the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission and legislation we passed in the General Assembly, we've coordinated sports programming, leagues, and teams for kids to enjoy all over Prince George's County through a new division in the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning. This division is the Youth and Countywide Sports Division. This means that all of our efforts meant to provide youth with greater access to sports in an easy, one-stop shop way to play on any field or any court in the county. Now, this may for you all seem like a small feat, but I have to tell you it is so critically important. I wish that you were there with me. Betty was there as well. When we had athletes and their coaches come from all over the county to meet us in a gymnasium one afternoon. And what they expressed to us was the lack of access and the way that it was truly impacting so many of our young people who have had to go elsewhere to participate in sports, to compete in sports, who said our athletes from here, we're developing some of the nation's best. Understand that. And understand that sports is about much more than just competing on the field. It's about what we develop in terms of character, perseverance, stick-to-itiveness. It helps us to develop healthy people physically and emotionally and spiritually. And so this is so important today. So breaking ground on this facility helps us to meet an important goal. And that is the goal of expanding access to sports for our youth and simplifying the process for them. This state-of-the-art park will accommodate 344,800 visitors annually over 30 weekends each year. Liberty Sports Park will even offer on-site dining, hotel, and entertainment options. Altogether, this makes Liberty Sports Park an obvious choice for tournaments in field hockey, football, soccer, rugby, ultimate frisbee, and lacrosse. You know, my daughter years ago used to play for PG Pride lacrosse, and that's a whole nother story. She's now a track. She runs track now. She's a sprinter. And she loved lacrosse for a while. She was zipping up and down the field. She just couldn't catch the ball to save her life. And I thought, well, Alex, you know, she's showboating with the stick and all of this. And I thought, well, will you ever catch anything? I mean, you're running. We see how fast you are. So anyway, we put her in track. But the point is that, for many of her tournaments, we were driving to Potomac, Maryland. We drove often over to Alexandria and other places. And I have to tell you a true story. It broke my heart to hear her say on one day as we were traveling back from someplace in Virginia, she said, you know, I prefer it over here. And that's the point, is that if we don't provide these opportunities for children in their own home, in the mind of a child, they begin to associate that with the fact that their home is somehow inferior to the places that they travel. It is so important to the psyche and the self-esteem of the children of Prince George's County that they have the amenities and the facilities available to them in their home, that they don't travel to somebody else's home to get the things that they need. And so this is about equity. It's about providing equity, and today helps us to do this. And so Liberty Sports Park really does provide that greater access. It helps us also to do something else that you've heard me talk about. It is to celebrate the fact that greatness grows, literally, quite literally, in Prince George's County. This community has a long history of growing greatness, and this gives us yet another chance to celebrate it. Now, before I sit down, I want to thank someone again who has made today, who's been a huge part of today. Senator Peters spent 5 terms in the Maryland State Senate, and during every term, he spent time visiting potential projects around Maryland, understanding their importance on a local level, and advocating for ones he believed in with a full sense of their impact. And if you didn't know, I know you've already heard it, but he was such a strong advocate for this project. And while he served in the Senate, he also played a pivotal role in securing state funding that made this project possible. So today I'd like to honor him with a proclamation to commemorate his efforts on Liberty Sports Park. Thank you. You gotta come on up. Whereas the Office of the County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, acknowledges the distinguished career and accomplishments of Senator Douglas J.J. Peters, a visionary leader and professional who has honorably served the citizens and residents of Prince George's County and played a critical role in the Liberty Sports Park project. And whereas Senator Peters is a lifelong Prince Georgian and champion for Prince George's County, having served in the Maryland State Senate representing the 23rd District in Prince George's County from January 10th, 2007 to July 31st, 2021. He also served on the council. Whereas Senator Peters was a graduate of Springbrook High School before he received his bachelor's degree in finance from the University of Maryland College Park and an MBA from the University of Baltimore, he has served as president and CEO of the Peters Group, and prior to his career with the Maryland legislature, Senator Peters served in the United States Army Reserve during the Gulf War and earned a Bronze Star Medal during Operation Desert Storm. And whereas Senator Peters was committed to working closely with all parties to bring Liberty Sports Park to Prince George's County, he has worked tirelessly to bring more capital money to Prince George's County and was instrumental in securing significant funding from the state of Maryland for Liberty Sports Park. And whereas Liberty Sports Park is a premier sports complex that is slated to open in the spring of 2022 and will include 10 lit turf and grass fields and 550 lighted parking spaces, the park will feature on-site dining, hotel, and entertainment. And whereas Liberty Sports Park is expected to be in use 30 weekends each year with more than 344,800 visits annually, it will be a youth-focused community sports facility available for youth sports competitions for Prince George's County Public Schools and Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. And whereas all Prince Georgians, as well as the entire state of Maryland, have benefited from the visionary leadership and influence of Senator Peters, generations of young athletes in the county will now have access to new and high-quality sports fields due to the extraordinary efforts of so many, including Senator Peters. Now, therefore, I, Angela Alsobrooks, County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim the 23rd day of October 2021 as Senator Douglas J.J. Peters Day in Prince George's County.
Wow.
All right. Acknowledging his meaningful service and invaluable contributions for the betterment of our community and the state of Maryland. Further, I encourage all residents to join me in thanking him for his work to secure funding for Liberty Sports Park and so many other important projects in Prince George's County. Thank you so much, Senator. We appreciate you so much.
And, it's been 15 years since it started. We put it in the budget. Chairman Hewitt and I talked about it. We had some extra money in the park and playing budget. We put it in the Green Branch. And now it's come to fruition. And it's just a great project on a lot of different levels. First of all, we want to encourage MBE participation in the project. Okay, that's very important. And so we made sure, and Tom and Gary and all these, if you could stand up, the people with the blue shirts again, these are the people who made it happen, okay? You can have a vision, but you have to have people who can implement. And these are the people who every day work with. And Tom, you and Gary and Jeff and Walter and Ingrid, everybody here, Scott, and of course Angela, thank you so much. But what you see back there is an MBE participant in this project. Clearing the land, MBE participant. Turf fields, MBE participant. We made sure that was important in this project. And Gary, who's going to build the South Lake community adjacent, MBE participation for a lot of the retail. So everybody out there who is friends, who are interested in investments in Prince George's County, talk to Gary, talk to David Harrington, talk to Tom. This is a project we want you to be involved in, okay? You heard the county executive, 330,000 plus people are going to come here and spend their money. And then that money is going to go back into the nonprofit Green Branch, and then it's going to be distributed to the youth programs in Prince George's County. That's how it's going to work, and it's a great model. So thank you, Tom. Thank you, Gary. I know you guys spent a lot of time on this project along with the board. and just really appreciate what you've done here. Really do. You give some. So now I'm retired, okay, and Dr. Ron Watson is not with us today. He's the new senator, and I'm sure he'll be supporting the project. So I'm going to be chairing this honorary board, okay? That's what they do to you, put you on these honorary boards, right? So I wanted to, if a couple of people are here from the honorary board, now our goal is to bring some of the local talent besides Angela Alsobrooks, number one, to the fields and have them speak to the youth and tell them about their journey, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, okay? So first person is Tony Page. Tony, I don't know if you're here. If you are, here's Tony. Tony's a businessman in the county. He played running back for the Miami Dolphins. And yes, Todd, he played for the Jets as well, okay? Todd is a Jets fan. We're still working with him, but Todd, one day. And Tony is also a sports agent. He's Cam Newton's agent and some other big players. But Tony is a DeMatha grad, and he's been committed to this project from the beginning, and he's working with Gary on some of the investment opportunities. So Tony, thanks for coming out. He's on the board. He'll come talk to the kids. I don't know if Derek Spanner's here. Derek's been to a couple meetings. Is Derek here, Phil? Okay. Derek played for the Bengals. He also played for the Raiders, and he played cornerback, and he went to Oxon Hill. Went to Oxon Hill High School. You Hawks, well, don't be swooping on me now. Don't be swooping on me, Hawks. All right. J.B. Brown, J.B., where are you? JB's over here. J.B. also played for the Dolphins. A lot of Dolphins here, man. None of mine. No more Jets, Tyler. JB was also played for Maryland, the DeMatha grad. JB's also working on some of the projects here with Tom. Brian Westbrook, who played for the Eagles. Brian, another DeMatha grad. I'm sorry, Tom. DeMatha grad. Did you hear that? DeMatha grad. Anyway, St. John. Anyway, so Brian was flying up to Las Vegas because he does the radio for the Eagles, but he is definitely interested in coming out here. Now, one of the reasons this project got sparked was because, believe it or not, Hall of Fame, NFL running back, in the Eagles circle, he couldn't get a field to have a clinic on. He could not find a field to have a clinic on. So that was one of the reasons I got Brian. I said, Brian, if you help me out, you can do clinics here all day. So that's one of the ideas, is to get some of the players out here, and some of the kids. The right way to go. Shirley Diggs, where's Shirley? Shirley here? Shirley, hello Shirley. Okay, Shirley's the athletic director for the public schools, and one of the reasons that Shirley's out here is because I'll get to that in a minute, Shirley. I'll get to that in a minute, okay? Will Smith is not here, okay? She thought Will Smith was going to be here because he's playing Richard Williams in the movie, right? And so I told her he might be here. But I got you here, didn't I get you here? She said, is Will Smith going to be there? I said, well, he might be here. So, anyway, King Richard's here. So, King Richard. But later on, she and King Richard are going to go to these different schools and look at the tennis program. He's interested in taking a look at the program and helping out. So Shirley's on the board. Clyde, is Clyde here? Dr. Bro? Okay, you're beautiful standing. Anyway. So he's on the road football team. Okay. And we're going to talk to King Richard about Boone State as well. Okay, what we can do there for the program. Damon Evans is also on the road. He's the athletic director for Maryland. And he's going to have all his coaches come down here to help out with the different programs, lacrosse, field hockey, etc. Marissa Coleman is part of our board. She played for New York Liberty. She's going to be, unfortunately, she has a game. Everybody's working. As well as Chris Wright, who went to St. John's, played basketball for the Golden State Warriors. He's going to be part of the board. And Desante Shanko, he lives in Fairwood, by the way. He played tight end for the Vikings, and he also went to Morgan, and he's going to be on the board. So, but I'm excited about my all those members. I'm also excited about Richard Williams, who was here, who came by, who was going to have a movie coming out here on November 19th. It's about his drive to make his young daughter successful in all ways, academic and athletic. And he was brought to me by Kevin Brewer. Kevin's here. Kevin is involved in golf course. It's one of the only black-owned golf courses in the United States of America. Is that correct? Okay. And Kevin is also a partner with Richard Williams in the Tennis and Education Program, a hotel and library resort, which we're going to have here. And we also have Hershey Jones with us. I saw Hershey here. Hershey's his attorney, and Hershey, and his brother Hershey was I got that right? Okay, he's an attorney, but his brother was the one who led the national HBCU project for reparations for the United States. And of course, we benefited handsomely at the state. $577 million for 10 years, which part of that would go to Blue State University for social justice, and that's fantastic. Okay, so thank you and thank your brother for that. Okay. Now the last thing I want to say is, again, all right, again. Well, first of all, I'm going to say I don't have any swag. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Candy. Candy. 3 girls went to seat, and I got nothing from Zayton. I got nothing. I thought. Anyway, I got the Mathis package. Anyway, so I got no swag from Liberty, but let me just finish up by saying that this is about the kids. That's what this is about. Okay. This is about them coming out here, participating in sports, getting some leadership training from guys like Tony and others, and learning, the right route to take. And thank you, Fan Executive, for all you put into for the children and sports program. This is going to be a diamond, I think, for this county. And I too got sick of driving my kids to Florida and all these places to play lacrosse and all different sports. And a little roach coach would pull up, and everybody would eat from it. And I'm thinking, this is going to be fantastic because we're going to have food, we're going to have hotels, we're going to have everything here, okay? And this is not anywhere in the Eastern Seaboard. I mean, even Richmond, we have a bunch of fields, but there's nothing here. So this is going to be, I hope you're here a lot because there's going to be a lot of people coming through here. And I also want to introduce my daughter Natalie. She's out here somewhere, and her husband Chandler. Now she went to see, and she didn't get any swag either. She was the one I carted around for lacrosse everywhere. But anyway, Tom, thanks for getting bribed by Brad Baum at Jerry's and taking this project over. You've taken it to the next level, honestly. And even though you went to St. John's, St. John's beat Jamaica last night, 14-7. But that was a setup so we could beat them in the championship. It's hard to beat a team twice, right? So anyway, but Tom, you and Gary, man, you guys have been phenomenal on board. And I just thank you guys for making this become a reality. Thanks a lot.
We just had Mayor Adams roll in. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I know you had another event. I know you had another event to go to, so I appreciate you taking time out to be with us. So our hand for our Mayor Adams. So this project's gone on so long, and as Councilmember Turner informed me yesterday, as we went on our economic development tour, that it started off in District 4, and now it's in District 6. Councilmember Turner, please.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everyone.
As of today, you are still located in the 4th Council District. November 16th, you might be in another district in the future, so we'll see. First of all, good morning. Such a pleasure to be here, to see everybody here. It reminds me, yes, I'm a New Yorker, for those who don't know. Born and raised there. But however, I celebrated 20 years here in the state of Maryland. And more importantly, 20 years here in the county of Prince George's County. So I used to tell people, when I first moved down here, I'm a New Yorker who happens to live in Maryland. Now I'm a Marylander who used to live in New York. All right? And that's because of the opportunity that Prince George's County has provided to me. So I do want to start off by thanking my colleagues. Obviously, they were introduced. Our council chair, Calvin Hawkins, at-large member, as well as Mel Franklin. Because at the end of the day, this is about team. I know Senator Peters has heard this many, many times from one of our former leaders that we both grew up with. There is no I in team, right? But I also remember as being a New Yorker, I used to be a Mets fan, Mets fan.
Still are a Mets fan.
I was a Knicks fan. So when I was growing up, I had a speech impediment, so I couldn't pronounce anything with more than one syllable. That's a joke. But I have adopted teams down here in the great state of Maryland, both the Ravens and the Washington football team, so you know. But I do remember a great comment by a great Hall of Fame baseball player, both a player for the Yankees, a coach for the Yankees, coach for the New York Mets. Everybody remember who Yogi Berra is? So he would say, this is deja vu all over again. I say that because 4 years ago, we were standing almost in this location over by Calvert Brewery, and we announced this project to be moving forward. So 4 years later, we are here now, and you see the project is moving forward behind us. So I just want to say there is no I in team, and everybody's been already recognized over this period of time. But I just want to say my personal thanks to Senator Peters for his vision. Because in the team, and my colleagues remember this when I was chair of the council back in 2019 and 2020, I always talked about the football team, right? I played football in high school and in college. And so you need a quarterback, right? You need a really good quarterback on a football team. I know we know this in our local team. You really need a good quarterback. But he's been the quarterback of this project for the entire time that this project's been here. It started out at Green Branch Park over off Mill Branch Road. That's where it initially started. That's where the studies were done and then eventually moved down here as part of this project. And during that period of time, obviously, the county executive, former county executive Baker, and now county executive Alterbrooks, my members and supporters and colleagues on the county council had a vision for what this could be here in Prince George's County. And so we followed that vision that Senator Peters started, and now we're at the fruition of that project. And that's been a partnership. You've heard all of the partners that are here this morning, and this was not possible without them. Whether it's the business partnerships, whether it's the not-for-profits that we are, whether it's county government, whether it's park and planning, and the Parks Department, we have all worked to get to this point. And like any football team, you have to pass off the baton, pass off the ball. There might have been a fumble here or there, some obstacles to overcome, but we're going to cross the goal line right now with this project as you see here today. So I just want to thank everyone. I'm not going to name them because they've all been named today. Without them, this project would not be possible. And I just want to say I'm very proud that I've been able to be as a member of both the City Council of Bowie and then now as a County Council member to see this project come to fruition. So congratulations. Thank you, County Executive Alterbrooks and your team. They were all named. Thank you, Betty Hewlett and your team at Park and Planning. Thank you to the state. This is something that we are all going to be proud of here in Prince George's County, as the County Executive said. So thank you. Let's have a great day, and I look forward to actually getting to play on the field. Maybe. I think those days are over, but thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. Where's my jersey?
You haven't whined as much as you but you're getting there. So our next two speakers, and there's just three, so our next two speakers, we're really going to talk about what this is going to mean. What this is going to mean in terms of the youth in the county, the type of programming, and really speak to really what's been missing and the void that this fills. this actually could have been bigger. As Scott has told me, correct me if I'm wrong, that at this point, and we open in the spring of 22, there are only 8 weekends available for the facility. So that's how much momentum we have right now. So, my longtime friend, Elizabeth Betty Hewlett, chair of Planning Board, who after over 2 decades of dedicated government service is retiring. But as the county executive had described you, you are a trailblazer during your time. So, Betty.
Thank you, Tom, for that wonderful introduction. And it is still morning. We have 3 minutes left in the morning. So good morning, everybody. How you doing out here on this beautiful day? There may be some clouds in the sky today, but it is still gorgeous. It is a beautiful, crisp fall day. And I am very, very pleased to be here on behalf of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. And it's been said over and over again, this Liberty Park has indeed been a long time coming. But guess what? It is happening here, right now. It finally come to fruition and to get to a point where everyone benefits. The private sector, the public sector, and most important, the youth of Prince George's County. But the truth is, it would not at all be possible without all of you, all of us, our village, to bring this to fruition, despite the setbacks, despite the fumbles, as Todd said, despite the fumbles, but all working together in recognition of our stewardship and looking out for our youth, looking out for our businesses, and looking out and being public servants. So I'd like to take a moment to thank, and he's been thanked over and over again today. So it is Doug Peters Day in Prince George's County. So I'd like to take a moment to thank our Senator Doug Peters. Where'd he go? There he is. Well, you're not a shy retiring guy in the back there. So Senator Doug Peters, can we give him another round of applause? The quarterback, Tom Graham over here as well. Tom Graham over here. And the entire Green Branch team. Green Branch, can we stand up? Everybody from Green Branch, please stand up. Council member. I know it takes a while now. Todd Turner. It took me longer. Todd Turner. And the members of the county council. I saw the council chair, Calvin Hawkins there, and Councilman at Large Mel Franklin, but the entire county council. I got to give it up. You know, Tom, you said that the Department of Parks and Recreation of the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission also gave you wonderful ideas for the improvement of the fields, but they worked very, very, very hard on this. And I'm going to give a shout out to our entire Department of Parks and Recreation team, our director, Will Tyler, our deputy director, everybody. Raise your hands in the air, no shy in the town and stuff over here today. And then finally, I want to thank everyone who's participated, but also the awesome Angela, also Brooks, our beloved county executive, Liberty Park Liberty number one, for all of her work as well. I mean, everybody played a part in this, so I want to say thank you. But as chairman of the Prince George's Planning Board and the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, I am so proud to have delivered our partnership with the county and with the Green Branch and everyone else to make sure that our team continues to play a pivotal role in the development and success of this project. The partnership supports our core recreation goals. We strive to ensure that all Prince George's residents have access to quality athletic programming. So that's very, very important. It's got to be access to everyone. And I feel a sense of pride, more so as I stand here today, as you heard, on the cusp of my retirement. So I'm really, really proud to have been a very important part of this. So I have some statistics here that I want to give you. So for those of you who may not know, under the terms of this now unprecedented 20-year agreement reached by the Commission's Department of Parks and Recreation, the county government, and the Green Branch Management, our commission essentially is the anchor tenant. And we're the first blue chip user of the lacrosse complex. And we have partnered
in the process to make sure this cutting-edge facility will be used and the entire community will benefit, especially including the students of our Prince George's County Public School System, right? And that's right. Under this agreement, the commission has committed up to $7.5 million, and that commitment guarantees almost 102,000 hours of turnkey field time for our public recreation programs. And that's more than 5,000 hours each year. So despite the public investments in similar projects around the country in this region, not every project like this is as inclusive. But our arrangement allows for the Prince George's County Schools, the community college, Bowie State, and the Boys and Girls Club to have access as well. So through the department's youth and county-wide sports division that you heard about from our county executive, future programming here will include Youth Lacrosse League, Soccer League, Adult Soccer League, Pee-wee Sports Leagues, and more. And the DPR, Department of Parks and Recreation, doesn't do just leagues. Our county residents will benefit from department-led instructional courses and clinics in football, lacrosse, soccer, and even outdoor volleyball. So I just got to tell you, that's what I call a true public-private partnership where everybody wins. All in furtherance of our county executive's signature youth sports initiative. She is committed, and so are we. So I wanted to thank our partners in this project for allowing us to participate. And though our arrangements for public access went through several iterations before reaching a true win-win, right, Walter?
Yes.
That would satisfy the private party's business needs, the county executive's economic development needs, and by the way, park and planning, my board was thrilled to be able to approve South Lake and those hotels and those restaurants and everything that will benefit from this Liberty Park. But also, this benefits our county exec's economic development needs and our needs for meaningful public access, all while staying within the legal parameters of our commission. So it's been definitely a tough road to navigate with respect to these competing interests. But the good news is we've done it, and perseverance pays. Everybody wins. So we're thrilled to be a part of this event today, and we guarantee that we will continue to make this a true success. So we will continue to do our part long after I'm gone, just to make sure that this is a tremendous success. So I just want to thank everyone, and to thank our Parks and Rec folks and all the people who have participated, because this is really about our investment in the youth, in our youth. And it's not just the youth that come here and stay from other parts of the country to where, unfortunately, where you all had to travel elsewhere. Now they can travel here and stay in our hotels and use our restaurants. But the youth that live right here in Prince George's County have equal time. So all of our youth benefit. It's not just those who are traveling, but the youth right here in Prince George's County benefit. And that's what makes this a win-win in my book. And it will help the economic development. It'll raise the accessible tax base in Prince George's County. It'll help those hotel stays. It'll generate those restaurant uses. It is win-win-win. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of this, and we will continue to be a part as well. Thank you.
So where's Pat? Patrick Noel. So Pat and I go back many years. We started coaching together. I decided to go court later on. He stayed in and coaching soccer, and now has the largest club in the area, 750 kids participating in Maryland United. So Pat's going to give us some idea about what this means for our team. Pat?
Starting to learn a little bit more about Tom here because he sent me up having to follow you. But really privileged to be here today. I grew up about 5 minutes back that way. I'm proud son of Prince George's County. My father actually was a physician for the football team in the health center, Bowie State College back at that time. Played soccer on 2 state championship teams at Bowie High School. I did go to St. John's or Martha, but certainly, again, really privileged to be here today. This is really exciting. This is exciting for a number of reasons for our community and our club. We recognize that the ability for games for our teams is going to be significant here. We also used to have a greater footprint in Prince George's County, and we're having a dedicated Prince George's County. We know that will grow. We hope to be able to send players to DC United and that as we go. We know that the soft skills that our players develop extend far further than that in the soccer field. They become better people, productive members of society, business owners, taxpayers, all of those kinds of things that help to make communities better. So we're really excited. Obviously, thanks to not only all of the elected officials who are here and stakeholders that have made this project happen. It's gotten a few more gray hairs out of this project. And, you know, it's a West Indian proverb that goes forwards ever, backwards never. And that's certainly a theme here. We started talking about this with Scott and Tommy a few years ago, and I know that it was happen, but to get here today and to park and to look out and see all of this happen is really exciting. So thanks so much.
Well, this next young lady we met in DC, and she's being introduced to some of the business leaders and local leaders in the district. I, of course, had to start talking about Liberty Sports Park. Anita is the president of operations for DC United. DC United is in the thick of a playoff race right now. They have the league leading score, right? And has some big games coming up. But during our conversation, she talked about the fact that DC United has to expand their presence in Prince George's County. So I thought this was a great opportunity to welcome you to Prince George's County, but also to share your vision. So let's give a warm Prince George's County welcome to Anita Johnson.
Thank you all so much for having me. My name is Anita Johnson. I serve as the president of business operations for DC United. I'm so happy to be here today. To all of the officials here in Prince George's County, it's absolutely amazing to witness. I'm share a little bit of a personal story. What I want to talk to is the young athletes here today and why it's so important. You hear all of us coming up here and thanking one another, and you're starting to see what happens. In order to build something great, you have to have teamwork. And for all of the leaders in this community, what they are doing, you're doing something great for your future. And I hope that you are witnessing what happens when one another come together to create unity. And when they create unity, they create opportunities for access and development. And that is the representation of what Prince George's County is providing to each of you through this platform and the fields that will be here later on very soon, spring of 22. Time flies. So for all of the youth here, I hope you all understand that. And I know when you get drug out of the bed on Saturday morning and you're like, I'd rather be out with my friends and doing something different. This matters. And you being here hopefully is an example that one day when you get to lead in this community, you get to represent the community in the same way. So to all of our youth here, please understand that this moment is monumental. And you being here and seeing this now, when it's your turn, you will be able to feed this back into your community. So don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly. So much did that for me. Not only, yes, I'm the president of business operations for DC United, but I'm the first Black president in all of United history. You can say it off now to people, but I think that's to understand the power of sports and what this means and why we have to come together. And so, congratulations to the county. It's beautiful what you all are doing. I'd be remiss if I don't invite you, as we are in the thick of a playoff run. I'm very stressed. I really like to win. We have on the 27th and 30th, so please come out and support. We are here to support you all. We are looking at creating other programs of access, so we will be deeply involved in this process moving forward. But thank you for having me. We are so excited and so proud of what you have done. We can't wait to continue to build it. Thank you.
Okay, it's a wrap. Thank you for all coming out today. We're doing some really great things. I think you understand what the vision is, where we want to be, where we're going to be in the next couple of months. As I thought about when I grew up, when I was playing, it was dirt and rocks. I grew up in the city, playing basketball, putting trash can on the fence, public school system, there was some black rocks, playing football. Came home pretty scarred up, but when you're a little kid, you really don't care. But the type of facility that we're going to provide here will be able to allow you to really enjoy and experience your greatest possible athletic ability. But also, we want to add a mentoring element to these people that Peter talked about. We could talk about what it's like, what does it mean to be an athlete, but also keep in mind to be a student athlete. And when I played professionally, it was always, I know it's a finite period of time that I can play, and now what I do is the rest of my life. And hopefully we're setting a good foundation for some really good golf. Thank you all very much for being here.